It's another week and another edition of Minor Obsession. I'm Sean Newton here with Scott Lieberman, and we've got some really good content for you today. So, with everything going on in the Niner universe and so much good stuff to talk about, we're changing things up a little bit for this fall season. If you haven't heard yet, our normal Tuesday morning content is going to be a lot of different sports and kind of the main what's going on in the Niner realm of things. And then we're going to start coming more and more with pregame and postgame content for football, just so we're right there with you in the action and giving you the latest and greatest as it occurs. And then as we roll into men's and women's basketball, we'll try and do the same for you in some form or fashion. But today we've got men's soccer, women's soccer, volleyball, golf, track and field, and women's tennis to talk about. So it's a pretty full docket. Let's kick it off, Scott. What you got going on first with men's soccer?
Sure, but Sean, are you not going to say what you told me earlier?
What's that?
All you care about is football, then you can listen to the other shows. But if you really care about the 49ers and 49ers athletics, then you should be listening to this show as well and be well educated on all the sports.
That's fair.
So with that, let's talk about the sport that we're the best at, and that's men's soccer. 17th in the country. We played number 12 Coastal Carolina over the weekend at home. Big W, 2-1. Unbelievable game. We are now 3-0 so far this season with West Virginia coming up in a little bit. Quick highlights I would just want to point out, and I know I'm going to mess this up, but we're working here. And men's soccer, we got named on both sides of the ball, Conference USA Players of the Week. Teddy, I'm gonna mess it up. Sean, you wanna give me a chance here? You wanna try it?
No, man, it's all you.
Chauch, I'm sure that's wrong, for Offensive Player of the Week. And then Patrick Hogan, way easier, brother, with Defensive Player of the Week. So real nice stuff from the men's soccer team and Teddy and Patrick doing it on both sides of the ball. Anything to add to that, Sean?
Yeah, so not that this changes national rankings necessarily, but I did see, it's a new week and new RPI standings came out, and I believe we're actually in 7th on the RPI national ranking. Coastal Carolina is actually one spot ahead of us, but if it runs the same as it does for basketball, RPI generally means strength of schedule, right? So that just means Coastal Carolina had to play us, which is a little bit tougher opponent than they are, so that's why they're maybe one rung higher on the ladder than we are in terms of RPI. We do have some pretty tough non-conference games coming up, one non-conference game and a couple conference games in between another non-conference game. We've got West Virginia, September 10th. That's at West Virginia, so that's going to be a fun one to travel to and keep an eye on. We also have Kentucky coming to town, which if you didn't know, Kentucky's actually in our conference for soccer. So if you're not a hardcore soccer fan and didn't realize that, Kentucky is part of Conference USA for soccer only, and we host them on September 15th. Then we've got UAB that we're traveling to, and then we're also at Wofford there. So pretty tough schedule there. Kentucky, if I remember correctly, in the Conference USA tournament last year, I think broke our streak of scoreless goals, and it was conference championship play, so a little tougher matchups, but they came to Charlotte and definitely put on a show and gave us a fight. So that should be a pretty good one to keep an eye out for again on September 15th here in just a few days. Any of those stick out to you, Scott?
I mean, I think the first game with West Virginia, they're in the top 25 on the road. Really a nice test for us to see, okay, we can play at home at Transamerica Field. How can we do on the road? Can we continue this good effort against a tough opponent? So hopefully we can get the W there and keep the momentum rolling.
Fair. And then women's soccer doing great things too. Scott, you got a little analysis for us there?
Yeah, so last time when we went off the air, we kind of touched a little bit on the sports, but we realized, okay, we're dominating with football. We don't have a lot of content on this. And as we finished recording, boom, guess what happened? We beat App. At least we beat them in something, right? Overtime soccer game, pretty exciting stuff. So we beat App, and then over the weekend we also beat Western Carolina 5-0. So the ladies are now
word, dominated Western Carolina.
Fair enough. The ladies are 4-1 right now, and another Conference USA honor to Riley Orr, who kind of has a special relationship with Sean and myself. She's a member of our alma mater, and I'm not talking about UNC Charlotte. I'm talking about Lake Norman High School
Let's
representing.
go.
Go Wildcats.
Let's go. Just coming down to Charlotte from just up the way in Lake Country.
Yeah, Mooresville, North Carolina, 77, and she's really doing some nice things. Defensive player, lots of shutouts from the ladies. Like I said, 5-0, and a really nail-biting overtime game against App. So really doing great jobs as a defender there.
Yeah, 4-1 to start the season. 2-game win streak right now. Can't complain about that. Only loss so far would be to Wake Forest, which is number 25 in the country, so nothing to sneeze at there. And games coming up for them. September 12th versus Campbell, that's home. September 15th versus ECU is at home too, so we've got a good double header there on September 15th. ECU for the women at noon, and then Kentucky for the men. So that's a good back-to-back game if you're looking to get some double men's and women's soccer action going on. And then we travel out to Rice on September 22nd. So another good stretch there. Opening Conference USA play at Rice, and we'll continue on through the Conference USA field of opponents towards the end of September and through October. Definitely think not crazy to be headed into Conference USA play thinking we could be 6-1 at that point. What about you?
Yeah, why not? We're great. We got this. I think having a great program on one end of the spectrum really helps on the other end. So from recruiting and just having that energy and that atmosphere, people knowing that soccer's good here makes people excited to go to soccer games in general, men's and women's. So I think they feed off of each other, and because the men's program's so good, the ladies don't want to be outdone, and I think they're going to continue winning and try to get nationally ranked as well.
Yep. So moving on now, we got volleyball.
Volleyball, we went through a tough stretch. We won the Charlotte Invitational, and then we played Duke and lost 0-3. And then we went to the Bowling Green Invitational. We lost 0-3 to Bowling Green because obviously they're doing the same thing as we are, hosting Invitational at home and making some noise. Then we lost 0-3 to Cleveland State. But we came back, and our last matchup, we got a W over Butler, 3-1. Yumi Garcia, 149 digs. So good job by her. And then Tyra Galloway, second straight week, all
conference?
Not all conference, all tournament honors.
Oh.
So in this tournament, she had 26 kills, 10 blocks. So had a really nice session there. So she's really doing her thing in the tournaments. Looking forward to conference play.
Yeah, and that's it's a tough tournament to go into and have that kind of result, but had a good start to the season before that. So not too terrible to have a stumble towards the beginning of the season. So currently at 4-3, which is not bad, and we've got some good games coming up here too. We've got South Carolina just down the road in Columbia on September 10th, and then we're at the Charm City. Well,
just to point out, South Carolina is ranked number 5 in the country in volleyball, so that's going to be a tough matchup.
That will be a tough matchup, but Columbia's not that far away. Got some good volleyball fans out there. Want to drive on down on a Tuesday night to see some good volleyball action?
That is tonight, actually. Anyone listening to this, that is tonight, so drive down there right now.
And then we also have the Charm City Invitational coming up just after that, September 13th and 14th. That's UMBC, Loyola Maryland, and Canisius. So that'll be another good invitational tournament to see how we fare across several schools in a short time span.
Yep. So moving on, we got track and field. They've got their next big meet coming up September 14th, the Winthrop Adidas Cross Country Classic. I would say let's do an analysis on it, but we're going to win, right? That's kind of what we do in track and field.
Domination for sure, yeah.
And the only other thing I wanted to mention was women's tennis, friend of the show, friend of the pod, Anthony Davison, announcing some tournaments that the ladies are going to be in this half of the year. Coming up this weekend, we're at the College of Charleston Invitational. followed by the Wolverine Invitational the following weekend up in Michigan, then the Seahawk Invitational the week after in Wilmington. Then we'll have the 49er invite, so that'll be at home. Maybe we could try to get out there. That's October 11th to the 13th. Then we've got the ITA Carolina Regional, which will be in Winston-Salem. That's October 24th to October 28th. And then finally the ECU Invitational, November 8th and 9th. So he's got some good stuff on the calendar to really get everyone tuned up and ready to go before the official season in the spring.
And that's all you wanted to mention?
That's all I wanted to mention. I want to make sure we know about all the tournaments, and of course, we'll be giving you updates on the results of those as they come by.
Man, I can't believe that you left out golf on that. Just finished up the Carpet Capital Intercollegiate Tournament, and I was really impressed with this. So after round one, we were tied for 8th out of 15th, so middle of the pack. Round two, same thing, 7th. And then the final round, just past Sunday, ended up tied for second. We were the only team at one point under par for the day, and thought that was really good to show the fight that the team has. Senior John Go scored several birdies on the final round, 67, so that's pretty impressive there. And we made some real noise after starting off slow. And we have some other good fall play coming up for them. Next one will be the Rod Myers Invitational. That's September 14th and 15th against Duke over in Durham. And then the week after that, close to home, River Run Collegiate Invitational, which Davidson's hosting. So that's right down the street from us at River Run Course, and that's September 23rd and 24th. So exciting to see fall golf coming around, and we had some really good play last year. Hopefully we continue to make noise, and it wasn't that long ago we were number one in the country, so hopefully we're working back towards getting into that spot again here in the near future.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have to get Coach Cabbage on the pod. We talked to him a few weeks ago about that, and he said we could actually go to Rocky River where their practice facility is, and he'll give us some tips while we interview him. So
yeah, we
definitely need that.
Now I think it's fair to say that's everything to cover for now, unless you have anything else, Scott.
No, I just I'm excited for lots more sports. We've got a lot more content coming your way, more interviews in the future. Right now, like Sean mentioned, Tuesdays is for everything else. If you're a real Niners fan, you're listening to this. If you're not and you just care about football, we got 2 other podcasts for you to listen to throughout the week, a pre and a post-game analysis. So try to come out to all the things we mentioned, and remember the football game is this Saturday at 6 o'clock against UMass. We'll have a pregame on that either Friday or Saturday morning. We're still trying to figure out the logistics of that, but you will have a podcast ready to go. Yeah, before the game for sure.
Yep, and I'm excited about that one, and excited for all the sports. We're off to a really good start across the board, and it's an exciting time to be a Niner. I love having things to root for and cheer for regardless of sport. So hopefully keep tuning in to the content to follow the fall season along, see how we turn out. And like Scott said, we'll be back with you here in a few days to get you ready for UMass. But until then, wear green.
Go Niners!